there's a big inner critic in us. No, that inner critic is a bit of an old scrote, isn't it? It's the thing that says, I've got nothing to say. People don't care about me. And if I say something, well, what would people think? Well, they might think something because we grew up with all this crap that we had as kids, Don't brag. No one likes a show off. Stay in your lane. Oh, he's a bit of a show off, isn't he? But that's just par for the course. I'm still struggling to get over that now, and I've been around 66 years, and I'm only starting to come out of that thing now. That thing about the judgment of others, hell is other people, and all that. I learnt that when I was a student, and I kind of took it on board. I thought that people kind of didn't like me, or would find me out, and whatever happens, I wasn't necessarily very important. I had my interests, I had my ambitions, I had my perspectives, but when it comes down to it, I was a bit of a wallflower. I think I tried to blend in, and I still do to some extent. Although I'm coming out of my shell now, because I realised, and this is only not very long ago, to be quite frank, is that I have something of value to add to people's lives. And we think, and this is human nature, that we think we've got nothing remarkable in our lives. Even the most extraordinary lives, sometimes people think, well, because it's the life that you live. The life that you live is your everyday. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you do whatever you do. You come home, you go to bed, and the next day it all starts again. Sometimes at the weekend it changes. You do some nice things, and it's part of the industrial mindset, if you like, or the work mindset, that you get up, you study, you get a good job, a good pay and everything, and you go through life, and then by the time you get to a certain age, probably about my age, you retire, and that's when you can make the most of life. But what if it wasn't like that? What if you spent your life taking on experiences, experience, skills, all kinds of things, and then when you got, even before you got to a certain stage, at any particular stage in that time, you could help people. The stuff that you think is ordinary it could be something quite extraordinary to someone else. I talk to people sometimes and think, oh wow, you've done that, or you can do this. People think it's still a bit weird that I can speak French. Don't know why. More than 60% of the world is bilingual, but I happen to live in a part of the world that isn't. But the point I'm trying to make is that you will have something of value, something that someone you think is average, that someone thinks is quite extraordinary. And that is one of the things that makes you unique. However scared you may be, I've been scared to make this video, to be quite frank. I've been procrastinating for the last 2 hours about just sitting down in front of a camera and just talking, which is weird, because I'm only talking to a camera. No one's listening, not at the moment. Hopefully they'll be listening later, but no one's listening at the moment. So I can make a mess of things. I can just be trying. and that's what I've been doing since I've been taking this kind of seriously this year, is finding my way and trying to find a way that I can get the value that I can give people across in a way that is succinct, that people can relate to, and that I can attract the people that I want to attract. I won't attract everybody, and you shouldn't try and attract everybody. But there are people out there for me, just like there are people out there for you. I'm on a journey now. I'm trying to build a business at the age that I am now. Because I've come through an awful lot of things, I think I've got a lot of value to give people. And I'd love you to come on that journey with me. So if you'd like to come on that journey, hit the subscribe button, do all the YouTubey things. And, I will see you next time. It's me from the future here. If you want to take this a bit further, there's a free download in the description called How to Write About Yourself Where You've Got No Idea Where to Start. And all it is basically, it's just that. It's a way of laying out your story on your own with a few prompts, if you like. If you want to take it even further and you really want to get started and get some working on this, take a look at the story framework. Again, link in the description. See you next time.